What are you consistently lying to yourself about? Being sober. People think I've been clean for years. Before I started using drugs hardcore, I was a loner who spent all my time reading or tinkering on a project car. They think I'm back to my old self, especially because I always seem to be with people when I was high years ago, which wasn't like me. If they only knew I haven't touched the Camaro in probably a year, and that those people I used to hang out with I met in trap houses. I never quit for 48 hours more than a jail sentence or hospital stay. I'm now having health issues caused by my long-term, heavy drug abuse. I'm always saying to myself things like, today I'm going to stop living reactively trying to adjust, instead have a stable, inspiring vision to devote myself to. Or sometimes, after I handle this crisis of this bill, I'm going to stop playing it so safe, being such a good little drone. I'm going to be playful, express my feelings, take risks, live my life, that neither one really happens like a wet blanket has been on me for years. I'm not sure if it's really lying, but I always tell myself, and anyone who asks, that I'll never have an accident while riding my motorcycle. I've been riding for 20 years and have never had anything happen. I know statistically something is bound to happen, but honestly the way I'm riding, it has to be a freak accident. No way I'll ever get into an accident by something I'm doing wrong. That if I keep looking, I'll find what I'm looking for. So many other things, but it would all start there. That the last few years weren't really all that bad, and at least one of them had true heartfelt feelings for me. And she'd contact me, that my hopes and perseverance are attributes, and everything is fine and not what they seem to be. That I'm going to sell all that stuff in my attic that doesn't fit anymore, or that I don't use on. Poshmark. I work nights. I'm never going to get up in time to go to the post office to drop stuff off, even if I ever do get off my lazy patootie and photograph and list it. That I'm the worst person who has ever existed. I have OCD, so I can feel a crippling amount of guilt for things I've done. People tell me I'm a good person and part of me believes them. That another part of me tells me that they don't know what I've done, so I'm a fraud. That I'll get a part-time job. I literally don't need one. I'm 56. And we are quite comfortable. I feel useless though. And it would feel good to take my husband out for dinner occasionally, or help our kids. 31-29. With an occasional need or want. That it wasn't my fault that my ex wrecked her car. She drank a whole bottle of vodka and was on her way to see me. My last message to her was whatever. I don't want to see you, I hate you. I didn't mean it, I was mad at her for cheating on me. Really do like me, and not the atrocious amount of money I have wasted buying poorly made content, and that I'm not a lonely, miserable human being going through the motions of my barely existent life. I'm particularly a likable person. In fact, I know I'm not all that. I'm intelligent. I know I'm weird, but I like to pretend I'm not. Maybe it makes things less awful if in your mind you're not the bad guy. That I can power through my chronic illnesses and do all the things. Sadly, my illnesses are stronger than my will. I plan for an activity days in advance, only to get too fatigued and need a week rest. That I'm lower middle class and a decent person. Nope. I'm upper middle class. And when you have as much as I do, you're making things worse for everyone. I'm the machine that I want to rage against. That I have a future, TBH. I consider myself talented, and I've been able to do a lot in the life I've been given. But every day just feels like I'm walking closer to the edge of the earth. I'm going to fail. The subject doesn't matter. I feel this way for everything I do. I may not show it in person, but I keep things to myself no matter how much I break inside. That more than 10% of the population is capable of or willing to engage in rational, independent, or critical thought. The older I get, the more I doubt that I'm not a bad employee. They haven't fired me yet, but I know I'm really slow at my job. I have never been slow at a job before, so that's hard for me. My weight. This is the heaviest I've ever been, and I'm so ashamed of myself. I stay fairly active, but the older I get, the harder it's been to lose weight. My marriage will work out. I literally get in a bad mood almost every time I interact with my wife. It's like she makes it a point to make me miserable. That I'm too mentally ill to hold down a job. No matter how many times I've tried to go back, I was on social security disability within 9-12 months. I'm 60 and I have plenty of time left. I keep telling myself that even though as each year passes I see more people dying around my age, optimism at its core is just being really good at lying to yourself about things being okay and being delusional enough to believe it. For some reason I allow myself to think I can go over 1400 calories some days and still make progress on my weight loss. I know better, that one day I won't be in any more pain. But as I get older and older, the chronic, nagging pains just get worse and never go away. The size of my penis. I say it's a 6, but your mother knows full well that it's a 10. The guilt is crushing me and her, that I don't have a drinking problem, but in reality I drink a talk and every night, and it's becoming harder to stop. That my dad can change his mind about being a piece of shit. He can't. That living with the hope is kind of easier. That the guy I have a crush on is doing what it takes to be with me because he wants it as much as I want it. That I need to find friends, a partner, in order to get better mentally. It's kind of the other way around. That I have plenty of time. I still have time, but I have more years in the rearview than ahead of me. That I want to live. That life is worth it. That I want to stay married. That I'm a decent human being. That I'm still young and can change my life around. I'm 23. It's over if I'm being honest with myself. That eventually it will all work out. Homelessness and suicide are simply not part of the equation. That common sense still exists, or that most people can think critically. Sad fact is most can't. That I'll be able to lose all this baby's weight and my body will look just like before. That things will be fine. That I'm not just a nobody with a meaningless life. That I matter, that I am more attractive than I am and therefore deserve a more attractive mate in my life. Probably that I'm a decent person. I'm likely much shittier than how I want to see myself. Lying to my husband, vaping. Seeking attention from other and school, accepting myself. That I am a good boy, being a dog on the internet. And most certainly I am not a good boy. This will last forever. It's not like there's proof of aging and dying all around me. That someday I'll have all my debt paid off. And that someday I'll get to be a mother. That I'm okay with my boyfriend telling me that he's not attracted to me but loves me. That I'm fat. I'm quite petite. I have a terrible recording in my head that I am. It's more like, what aren't I not lying to myself about on a consistent basis? I'll do that on my next day off. Tomorrow I will get off my ass and do that. That I don't have a good support system and I have to do everything by myself. That I'll be remembered after one generation, like most people. I won't be. That I'm horrible at everything. I'm really not. I'm just too hard on myself. That people who fish for post-karma in a Reddit are worth responding to. That I'm going to make banana bread with my very ripe bananas every week. I'm going to reply to Reddit. And all my problems are going to be solved. I think I have binge eating disorder. Been in denial though for years. That I will get done with my homework in time to take the dogs hiking. What I think I deserve versus what the universe seems to think I deserve. That I will get up and go to the gym, or I will get my shit together. That I don't really care if I find love someday or have a family. That I am not being taken advantage of and constantly disrespected. I am mentally sound. I don't mind being lonely. I don't need sulfur monoxide. That I will go to bed at a reasonable hour and get enough sleep. That one day, someone will look at me and tell me they love me. That I'll be able to convince myself to go to bed early tonight. That people are really worth the effort and not just trash. That I'll eat a little less tomorrow to make up for today. That I will deal with my worryings the best way possible. How fucking good looking I am. God, I'm a fucking stud. That I will complete all my pending work on weekends. My sanity. Genuinely. I snap more and more frequently. How much effort I'm really putting into losing weight. I'm going to do the dishes in just a few minutes. I'll get better. This job is only a stepping stone.